I want to show you a passage from Galatians. It's Galatians chapter 6. Paul is writing, he said, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. He who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. He who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. And let us not grow weary while doing good. For in due season we shall reap if we don't lose heart. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all, especially to those who are of the household of faith. Now, this is all about relationships here. Not just about finances, but when there's that phrase there, sowing to the flesh and sowing to the Spirit. Sometimes that's a little blind, but you have to understand chapter 5 comes before chapter 6. And in chapter 5, Paul begins to lay out what we call the works of the flesh and the fruit of the Spirit. And in the works of the flesh, people, when we say works of the flesh, immediately people's minds go to sexual sins. He lists adultery, he lists fornication. Is that it? Yeah, that's part of it, but it's only a small part of the whole spectrum. Because when he lists works of the flesh, he also lists works like hatred, contentions, which is arguing, outburst of wrath, blowing up, losing your temper. He's calling these works of the flesh jealousy, envy, selfish ambitions. He even lists murder in there, because we certainly, you get too mad, it can go to that. And so he's listing these, and he's saying, if you sow these in your relationship, it's not going to be good. He said, but if you sow to the Spirit, people say, what does that mean, sowing to the Spirit? Well, he lists the fruit of the Spirit. And some of the fruit of the Spirit has to do with our relationships. Love, that has to do with relationships. Long-suffering means the ability to put up with people for a long time. Just look straight ahead, just smile and look this way. Then there's kindness, there's goodness. All of these are relational. So when Paul's writing, he's saying, listen, he's saying, don't kid yourself. How many of you know you sow mean seeds, you're not going to reap a good harvest? You sow those unkind things. But yet if you sow the good things, he said, there's good things coming. He said, don't get weary in doing good. So he calls sowing some of these seeds doing good. So listen, here's one of the things that we learn in life. I've been married for 37 years. I've got 3 kids. I've got grandkids now. So I can honestly speak to this. You cannot control people. You cannot make people do what you want. You say, well, I put a gun to their head. Okay, you put a gun to their head. Their heart's not in it. They're only doing it out of fear. You can force someone, but you can't control people. You can't control people. You can control the seeds you sow. So you can choose to sow good seeds. And if you sow good seeds, there's a reward. It is a long-term strategy. It's not quick. And I know we're used to quick. We love quick. It's not quick. It's the long game.